Hi Taurus, so this is going to be a reading. No particular reason why. I just felt like giving another reading because the initial reading for November was a little bit more geared towards singles. But we'll just see what has to come up today. A lot of uncomfortable energy. I've been feeling it. But lots of changes for the better, but it's like one of those things. It doesn't always happen like this, but it's like gets worse before it gets better. So a lot of working through issues, things that you didn't. I almost feel like things that you didn't know needed attention or calling for attention. Issues that you thought would never be issues or becoming important. Definitely just deep subconscious work. I feel like it's passing, but it feels like for some reason, probably because Scorpio is your opposite sign. It's just extra heavy for some reason this season. So I wanted to do a reading. Let's see. What's central energy for Taurus? What's the central energy for Taurus? The Devil. Anything that's no longer serving us is being brought to the forefront. Unhealthy thoughts, unhealthy anything in life. Thoughts of unworthiness, addiction to people, unhealthy relationships, anything that feels like this, attached to something possibly you don't want to be attached to, situations, could be even home, whatever, wanting change, it feels like wanting change but not knowing how to go about it, feeling tethered to something but it's an illusion. The devil's all about, illusions. Keeping somebody there because of fear, because of lack. What if I leave this situation? Will there be something else for me? What if I leave this job? Will there be something better? Like wanting this guarantee, but yet not wanting to kind of take this leap of faith, this risk. So it's kind of, I've been feeling for a long time with Tauruses, kind of, it's like spiritual growth. Yes, I've been feeling that for a while for you guys, but it's also about really consciously subtracting your energy from anything that's no longer serving. You don't have to cut it off. Subtract your energy and observe what, say it's an unhealthy relationship. What happens if I detach? What happens if I give this no more energy? What happens if I refocus my energy to something else? Oh, like myself. What happens? Anything like this. What happens if I stop putting so much effort in a job that might replace me tomorrow and I don't really like anyway? If I were to leave, I'd be replaced tomorrow, and like refocusing this energy, this extra you give and giving it back to yourself. It's like a reinvestment. So what do you want to do in life? I've been feeling for a while with Tauruses, having, if you have a main job, like a side income, a hobby that becomes something. I've been feeling that for a long time. Gosh, I can't wait to... I fully believe in embracing everything, but I honestly can't wait to get through this season. So many feelings. Oh, what's helping or hindering this devil energy? What's helping or hindering this devil energy for Taurus? Unhealthy thoughts. So if you're in a dark place, know it gets better. What's helping or hindering this for Taurus? Ooh. Knight of Swords. Racing back in. An air sign. Swift communication. Being defensive, though. The Empress, to clarify that. Let's get some more cards. What's in Taurus's subconscious? What's in Taurus's subconscious? The King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Having his foot, I mean, I feel like this is pointing to Scorpio season, putting their foot in this water of subconscious, of emotions, of feelings, of bringing to light, though, things we need to work on, things that are about to change for the better or are changing. Being stable with this, I almost feel like this is like a little unpredictable, a little bit erratic or defensive energy. Just trusting. This is supposed to work this way. I trust that everything's going to work out. Staying strong and grounded and stable with all the changes. Because I feel like it's not just you, it's people around you. And they, again, ignite it in you. And other issues come up. So it's like a bunch of people going through a bunch of heavy stuff. So it's tricky. It's difficult being around a lot of people. For me, I'm traveling and my family decided to visit me. So I love my family to death. But I think Ram Dass said, you think you're somewhat enlightened, spend a week with your family. Not to sound like a snot. I love my family and I'm blessed that they're all healthy and happy. But it's tricky sometimes and it brings up stuff. You know, I thought I was centered, but for some reason, sometimes I feel mad around people that just argue, and it's almost the way they communicate, through arguing. It's not me. I try to avoid any type of conflict possible and have a nice, calm resolution. So that's just one example. What's in the past for Taurus? What's in the past for Taurus? The Hierophant, you again, showing up twice in this reading. Gosh, and another card fell out. Knight of Wands. I feel like in the past you had a commitment or stability with either a Sagittarius or somebody that was in and out, or wanting a commitment with somebody that was in and out, non-committal, didn't know what they wanted though, essentially. A little flighty. Followed their passions and kind of led with that instead of their mind or their heart. This is just for some of you. Some of you could have been kind of on this bumpy road towards spiritual, almost enlightenment, because that came up just a minute ago. You know, so everything, you got to this nice, comfy place, and then things start to shake up again. I've been strongly feeling for Taurus's huge spiritual growth spurt happening now in your life. And it's going to continue, but I feel like after Scorpio season, it gets lighter, it gets nicer, it gets more fun. It's like the fun parts. I personally have been wanting to hide in my apartment the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. I was like, oh, it's a rainy day. It was like an excuse. So it's also teaching you protection for your own energies if you're picking up on other people's stuff or even your own stuff. Focusing that and realizing it, having the eyes to see what's happening around you, what other people are triggering around you, what this is bringing up to heal, you know, taking responsibility for your life, your soul, what you are here to do and to grow into. It's just kind of what happens in Scorpio season. Especially now, because there's a bunch of transits. It's like, there's some aspect of this, the more you know yourself, the more, like, say astrology is your thing, tarot, whatever it is that helps you kind of understand more about yourself. It's part of this growth spurt, and I feel like it will help you understand your path, understand yourself more. What's the current energy for Taurus? An ending to swords. Swords are of the mental worry. The Ten of Swords comes after a period of anxiety, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to move forward, worrying about a certain situation, and finally the last sword in the back, you can't feel any more. It's like, okay, that is not helpful. Worrying, it's like, as you start to feel uncomfortable and more uncomfortable, take this as a sign that there needs to be movement. Make a move. A few months ago or a month ago, I said, do what you want, do what you love. Even if you don't know the path, take a step towards something that brings you fulfillment. Start moving this energy towards love, joy, happiness. Do silly things that bring you happiness. This starts to elevate the energy, the heaviness, the vibration. What's in Taurus's future? Tens are positive, even that looks kind of like a crummy situation. I'm here, I'm this reader. I'm telling you, it's been a crummy situation. It's not all roses, but this is the end. Congratulate yourself. Reflect about all of the hard work you've done. What's the future energy for Taurus? Scorpio season. Scorpio season. Dear Lord. The Tower. Unexpected shakeups. Changes, but it's more about, I don't even feel that. As I said it felt like a no. It feels like the dissolving of disillusions, of things that aren't real, aren't built on a steady foundation, meaning they weren't meant to be there in your life. Maybe you're holding on to them, but it's saying 2 ending cards. I feel like this is actually already happening. This is Scorpio card. This is the season. So you want this nice, beautiful, everything you could ever wish for Taurus-wise, Uranus going back into Taurus in March. You got to get rid of a few things, and the universe steps in and helps you do this. This is Uranus energy. I said a few readings ago, yeah, Uranus is a jerk. What's in Taurus's power? This, whatever I'm doing a reading for, till the end of the month. For now, what is in Taurus's power? What's in Taurus's power now? Queen of Cups, focusing on all the good in your life, just like the story of my crazy family, you know? What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? What brings you fulfillment? And where do you want to direct this energy? Focus on this. This is what it's teaching you. You'll always be surrounded by unfortunate circumstances sometimes. You have to have the eyes to see them at all times. You also have the eyes to see the good circumstances. So it's saying focus on this. Focus, put your head down and give back to yourself. Give back to what brings you joy. Help other people. External to you and your environment. I feel like almost the more you are, I know this isn't a card about communication, but I feel like the more you allow people in, you tell people about what you've been going through, the more you share, it's like people want to help you recreate your stable foundation. It's like, it's almost like the elections. I don't know why that's coming up. I was in Ecuador when Trump got elected. I was actually mid-ceremony with a really powerful shaman. It was during the daytime in the Andes Mountains. And it's like the energy stopped. The air became stale. It was hard to breathe. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. We were helping individual people, and all of a sudden we stopped and we recognized that it was a time to pray for the world, because there was a change in the world, and it's not for the worst, for the better. However you look at it, there's a change happening. So you can look at all of the crummy situations, whatever you disagree with, but also look at the positive. I feel like it's building a firmer foundation, not just for you, for the world going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. So where there might have been this veil behind, for example, racism. It's a big topic in the news. Now, since the election, people are raising their hand, avidly admitting they are, for example, racist or something like that. Thank you. I'd rather know who these people are than living in a land of, for example, my mother, she never really cared about politics, and now she's like marching and cares. It sparks something positive in her. So somebody the other day said, say something about what's going on in the world. It feels like a positive shift, and that's a part of lifting the veil. It's not how you wanted it, but it's still getting the job done. So it's not about fighting against something, it's about praying for what the end result will be, right? Because when you fight against something, you give negative energy towards something. Spirit is sneaky. You have to kind of outsmart the trickster, and the trickster has to do with fear, anger, unfairness, all of these things that happen. It's about being smart about how to give your energy. Like Mother Teresa, not the best example, but she would never go to a march against war. She's like, invite me to a peace rally or a march for peace. I'm not going to, because she understood the law of attraction, I believe. There's a lot of people like this. Same with Bob Marley. Okay, I'm off on a weird tangent. Let's get back to, I hear some people being like, I don't care about anything, just myself. Come on, let's go back. I'm just kidding. All right, what's in Taurus's, what do they need to know this month or for this time, this period of time, whatever this reading is for? What do Tauruses need to know for this period of time? Two of Cups. There's a healing going on. There's a healing going on. This is divinely guided. Whether you agree with everything you've been going through lately, whether you've been beating yourself up about it, about recognizing all of the darkness, it's necessary to bring the light. That's why, not to get too dark in this reading, Luciferians believe they are the light bringers. They believe the evil or negative things that they're doing help shed the light on things. So, not that that's the issue, but it's like this darkness to bring out the light, the unhealthiness to bring about healthiness. It's necessary to recognize, to bring to the forefront. Thank you for this. So now I know what I don't want. Now I know what I don't want. What's the future? Outcome. What's the outcome for Taurus? What's the outcome for Taurus? What's the outcome for Taurus? Four of Wands. There's like a silver lining to this story. A lot of you, especially, it feels like some of you could be going through a difficult time in your relationship. There could be a recommitment. If you're single, there's definitely somebody coming in. For some reason, there's swift communication. It's almost like somebody, if you haven't met anybody, they instantaneously recognize your light and like come charging in. That's what I feel like. All of a sudden, your world's shaken up. A quick transition and ready to build almost with you. Communication is definitely coming in. This is the Wish card, Star. I feel like also with this card, I feel like a lot of Tauruses, again, are coming into their power, but also about being seen. It's really not a time for the quiet Tauruses. I feel like a lot of you are being pushed out of your shell, myself included. I never in a million years thought I would talk to lots of people, speak. So, the Star. Wish come true. And it's like a reward for doing all of this hard work. I feel like you guys don't even see it coming. So if you're in this energy still, reshift your focus. Start moving this energy towards bringing the vibration that you want. It could be something small, like go roller skating or something you did in the 80s or whatever. Yesterday, I don't know if you still roller skate. Do people still roller skate? But it's like, something that's just like simple fun, whatever that is for you. To shift this energy, it's about moving it. It feels heavy, it feels uncomfortable, but this is the end. You're almost there. You made it through. You made it through this. This is big. These are fated events. These are major arcana. You made it through this heavy freaking Scorpio season. I feel like this has to do with Venus. You guys are going to be looking good, being attractive to whoever you're trying to attract, and it comes in. I feel like it changes your life, though. It feels big. So I don't know who this other person is. You get a private reading. I mean, it's different for every person. But yeah, it feels really positive. And it feels like this evolves from the end of this month towards springtime for a lot of you. Just this growth of give and take. Beautiful. If you want it. If you're looking for it. If not, it could be more stability coming in with the Four of Wands. A job that gives you more exchange for the energy that you give it. And it's something you'll enjoy going to every day. So, consistently changes in jobs have come up for Tauruses, changes in relationships, all Uranus in Taurus energy. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it was helpful and not so confusing. And hopefully I didn't lose too many of you on my tangents. Anyways, I'll talk to you later, guys.